Words have the power to build up or break down relationships. While we might not always realize it, certain words and phrases can cause lasting damage, eroding trust and intimacy over time. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 types of toxic language that can slowly poison your relationship and what you can do to avoid them. Whether it is sarcasm, criticism, or selfishness, these subtle yet harmful habits are more common than you think. Let's dive in and explore how to recognize and stop these destructive patterns so you can communicate with more care and respect. 1. Sarcastic words. Sarcasm might seem harmless, but it's often a subtle way of expressing unmet expectations. Think about phrases like, "the lawn isn't going to mow itself," or "do I look like your maid?" On the surface, they might sound like jokes, but deep down, they can be slow-acting poison. If you're using sarcasm to dig at your partner, it's time to ask yourself, what am I really frustrated about? Address the root cause before it turns toxic. 2. Unsupportive words. Every spouse wants to feel like their partner has their back. Words like, "that's a crazy idea," or "do you really think you can do that?" may sound like innocent skepticism, but they can feel like you're saying, "I don't believe in you." Instead of shooting down their ideas, try saying something like, "that's an interesting thought, but I think you'd really excel at this other thing." Let's be our partner's biggest cheerleader, not their harshest critic. 3. Disrespectful words. Respect isn't something that needs to be earned. It should be freely given in a marriage. Phrases like, "can't you get a real job?" or "you've really put on weight" are not only disrespectful, they're hurtful. These kinds of comments can chip away at your partner's self-esteem and sense of worth. Remember, respect should be unconditional in any healthy relationship. 4. Comparing words. Comparisons can cut deep. Saying things like, "why can't you be more like Karen?" or "Jonathan would do that for his wife," is essentially telling your spouse they aren't good enough. Constantly comparing your partner to others is one of the quickest ways to make them feel like they don't measure up, and that can be incredibly damaging over time. Number 5. Selfish words. Selfish words are often disguised as sentences that start with "I." Phrases like, "I don't care how you feel, just get it done," or "I need someone who meets my needs," can be a clear indication that we're more focused on ourselves than our partners. Healthy relationships require selflessness and an awareness of our partner's needs, not just our own. Have you allowed harmful words to seep into your marriage, damaging the bond between you and your spouse? If so, it's not too late to turn things around. Here are some powerful steps you can take to reverse the effects of these verbal toxins and nurture a healthier relationship. 1. Begin with a sincere apology. Start by acknowledging the hurtful things you've said over the years. Healing can't begin until the poison is addressed. Apologizing for those harsh words shows your spouse that you recognize the damage and are willing to take responsibility. Genuine forgiveness is the foundation for rebuilding trust and love, creating a pathway for mending emotional wounds. 2. Pause before you speak. In moments of frustration, it's tempting to speak out of anger or irritation, but there's wisdom in the saying, "you never regret the words you don't say." Being thoughtful and measured with your words, especially when emotions run high, can prevent damage before it happens. Sometimes silence or a pause gives you the space to reflect, ensuring that what comes out of your mouth adds to your relationship rather than taking away from it. It's perfectly okay to take your time to respond. 3. Make a commitment to eliminate toxic language. Decide that toxic words no longer have a place in your relationship. You can reinforce this by creating small visual reminders. For example, placing a post-it note by your bedside or bathroom mirror can help you stay mindful of your vow. This personal reminder serves as a daily commitment to choose words that build up rather than tear down. 4. Encourage accountability. Invite your spouse into the process by giving them permission to gently point out when negativity starts to slip into your speech. This open communication ensures that both of you are working together to keep the relationship healthy. Over time, this mutual awareness will strengthen your connection and minimize the recurrence of harmful interactions. By taking these steps, you're not only detoxifying your words, but also actively creating an environment where love, respect, and kindness can thrive. If you enjoy what I do and want to support future projects, simply hit that subscribe button. It's quick, free, and goes a long way.